Hi everyone, it is Miss Ruby again, and I am back with more picture book talks. So we've got a lot of books to get through again today. As always, you know how much Miss Ruby loves her picture books. So up first is a sequel to one of my favorite books that came out last year, Llama Unleashes the Apocalypse. If you read Llama Destroys the World, I guess it's not Llama. I'm always going to say Llama. But it's not. It's just Llama Unleashes the Alpacalypse. Sorry. If you read Llama Destroys the World last year, where a llama accidentally ripped a hole in the universe by eating too much pie and cake and ripping his pants, you know that it was a very funny book. And if you know Miss Kelsey at the library, you know that is Miss Kelsey's favorite book. This is the sequel to that book. It's by Jonathan Stutzman. And it is hilarious. This time, Llama unleashes the Alpacalypse. By dinner, Llama will unleash a great alpacalypse upon the world. I am Llama, proclaimed Llama. Okay, if you want to know how the apocalypse happened, and if it gets resolved, you're going to have to put Llama unleashes the Alpacalypse and see what happens. And that moves us right into our next book by the same author, but a different illustrator. This one is illustrated by Heather Fox, and this one is by Jonathan Stutzman, but it's illustrated by Jay Fleck. And this is also a sequel to a book that came out last year called Tiny TRex. And this is Tiny TRex in the Very Dark. So that's Tiny, and Tiny has a best friend. There's Tiny's best friend. His best friend's name is Pointy, and Tiny and Pointy want to sleep outside and have their first ever camp out. But do you know what happens outside at night? It gets dark. Will they be brave and face the dark and stay outside? Don't know. You are going to have to read Tiny TRex in the Very, Very Dark to find out. So the next book. Oh, I love this book. I mean, I love all the books. But this one is called You Be Mommy by Karla Clark. And it's illustrated by Zoe Persico. Okay. Mommy is too tired to be mommy tonight. Can you be mommy and hold me tight? This is a wonderful, beautifully illustrated, super sweet bedtime book where mommy is too tired to put her daughter to bed. So she asks her daughter to please be mommy tonight. It's a lyrical, rhyming, soothing book to read right before bedtime. I love this book. I love the illustrations. Let's find a good picture. This is a good one. Look at her and her mommy. Mommy looks very tired. There are mommies out there watching. Do you ever get really tired? Maybe one night ask your mommy if you can put her to bed. I bet she would like that. All right. So the next one is so good. This is called Bo the Brave by Bethan Woollvin. And this is Bo. And she is the youngest. And she has some older brothers. And every day they go off and they hunt for monsters. And Bo decides she wants to hunt with her brothers. But when she goes out on her own and starts hunting for monsters, she realizes maybe she doesn't quite know who the monsters really are. This book is so good. It's a great read aloud. It has a great lesson in it. And the colors and the illustrations are just stunning. I love the color palettes and the pops in there. And so the first monster she finds is a griffin. A nice pink griffin that matches her hair color. You think she's going to hurt the griffin? I don't know. You will have to come to the library and borrow Bo the Brave to find out. The next one is a book about what happens when a dog finds a kitty cat that does not have a home. And this is by Troy Cummings. So this is Dog, and this is Kitty. And Dog is writing in his diary. So this is told in a diary format. So the dog finds this kitty all alone, and he decides that it's a friend, and his friend needed a home. So Dog goes around to everyone he knows to see if anybody can give Kitty a home. And if you want to find out if Kitty gets a home, you have to click on the link in the YouTube bio and put this book on hold, or you can go directly to our catalog and put on I Found a Kitty by Troy Cummings on hold. And I promise you, the kitty has a happy ending. Very good. And now on to another dog book, Roy Digs Dirt. This is by David Shannon. If that name sounds familiar, David Shannon wrote all of the David books, like No David, which is a very, very popular book. So this is his latest, and it's called Roy Digs Dirt. This is Roy, and guess what Roy loves? Roy loves dirt. And you know what Roy hates? Roy hates ants, but more than that, he hates baths. So if you would like to see more of Roy and what he does in his dirt, and I will give you a hint. In his dirt, he gets very dirty. And he actually likes mud more than dirt, because mud is like dirt gravy. And if that isn't the truest thing I've heard in a long time, mud really is like dirt gravy. All right, so this is Roy Digs Dirt by David Shannon. Up next is The Paper Kingdom. This is a beautiful story of a little boy. His name is Daniel, and this is Daniel's mom and dad, and they are night janitors in a corporate building. And one night, their babysitter cancels, and David has to go to work with them overnight while they clean the building. Daniel does not want to be there. He doesn't understand why his parents have to clean up after other people. And it is a touching, heartfelt story about what his parents do to entertain him at night while he's there. And that is where the Paper Kingdom comes in. This story is based off of the author's childhood, where she would occasionally have to go with her parents, who were night janitors, and with them at night while they cleaned when she didn't have a babysitter. So this is written by Helena Rhee, and it's illustrated by Pascal Campion. So this is Paper Kingdom. And oh, guys, Paper Kingdom, oh, it's a sweet book. It's very tender. And if you are a family with 2 working parents, you will understand the book. And it is a great book. And then this book, Rover Throws a Party. This book is all about the Mars rover and his birthday and the party that he is going to throw on Mars. Did you know that we have a rover on Mars? And that every year on its anniversary of it being up there, it sings happy birthday to itself? So this is not only a very fun book with awesome illustrations and big, colorful spreads, that also woven through the tale are actual NASA facts. And then when you get to the end of the book, it has some really good information on the Mars rovers and how they got there and what they're doing up there. And it's got a bibliography, which gives you the sources that they got this information from, and also maybe some books that you could read. And then it's got some Curiosity rover facts, like the length, the width, the height, and the weight. And then it's got the camera names. So if you've got a space fan, this is a really good book. If you've got a birthday coming up, this one is also perfect. It's super funny and super sweet. So we went from heartfelt to funny and cute, and now we're going back to heartfelt. This is Ashley, and this is her great uncle. This is an own voices story. And Ashley is walking along and she sees her uncle sitting by an empty, overrun railroad track in the middle of a field. And she asks why he's there, and he is just waiting for the train. And we find out where that train took him when he was a child. It's a beautiful story. It's an own voices story. The author is Native American, and I believe, yes, this was written by, she interviewed firsthand, people firsthand that had this experience of going on the train to residential schools. It is told in an age-appropriate manner, and it is a very timely book, and it's a great book to open up the conversation of Indigenous people. So I highly recommend this. This is probably going to be for maybe slightly older kids. This is not really a preschool read along, but it's definitely great. This would be a great book to read with second and third graders when you are studying Indigenous people. So, all right, so we went heartfelt, funny, heartfelt, and now we are back to funny. The yawns are coming. Oh no. See, now it's making me yawn. So this is by Christopher Eliopoulos. I did not say that right. Okay. So there are two best friends. Noodle. I don't know their names. Okay. There are two best friends right here. And they are having a sleepover. And they have their whole night planned. They are going to stay awake the entire night. But then the yawns start coming. And so do the sleepies and a bunch of other things that are trying to trick them into going to bed. So if you want to find out if these two best friends can battle the yawns and stay up all night, you will have to come to the library and borrow The Yawns Are Coming. Ah! All right, this is That's My Carrot by Sung Na. So, I'm not talking to you, sorry. This book is about two carrots. It's about two bunnies, and these bunnies live beside each other, and they both love carrots, so they both grow carrots. But one day, they look outside, and there's a giant carrot. But if you can see in the picture, it's right on the property line. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. It's right on their fence line. So whose carrot is it? Well, if you want to find out who gets the carrot, you're going to have to borrow the book. But I'm going to give you a little hint. I don't think it's going to be either of the bunnies. Maybe somebody else comes. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right. Up next is I Dream a Journey. And this is a book about this little guy right here. And he is an innkeeper. That means he works at a hotel. And in his hotel, there are all kinds of friends that come and go. And as they come and go, they tell him beautiful stories of places they've traveled all around the world. This is a this is an import from Tokyo that was just published here in the USA. and it is a sweet, beautifully illustrated book. All right. Up next is the Seedling. Okay, this is a little seed, and it's a small seed, and it's having some trouble growing. It can't find the sun with all of the other plants around it. So Ant and Ladybird go out and help this little seed find the sun. And then something magical happens. So this is a great book. It tells about the seasons, and it tells about the life cycle of a plant, but it tells it in a subtle story with absolutely wonderful, colorful illustrations. So you're going to learn about the seasons, and you're going to learn all about how plants grow from this book, The Seedling That Didn't Want to Grow. And that's by Britta Teckentrup. All right. Oh, we're almost done. This is going to be a shorter one this time. All right. So this is Southwest Sunrise, and this one is by Nikki Grimes. If you are not familiar with Nikki Grimes, she is an acclaimed author that's written many, many books, and she's most known for her poetry. So while this book is a picture book, it is a lyrical picture book with snippets of poetry throughout it that are absolutely beautiful. So this is about a little boy, and he has to move from New York to New Mexico. And he doesn't like New Mexico because the only colors in New Mexico, of course, are browns and tans. And he's not going to find any animals or flowers. And then his first morning there, his mom gives him a field guide, and he goes outside and is very surprised by what he finds. What do you think he finds out there? I don't know. I know because I read it, but you don't know yet. So if you want to know, come and borrow Southwest Sunrise by Nikki Grimes. It's a beautiful, lyrical, sweet picture book. All right. So this is produced by Shakespeare's Globe, which is a publishing house for Shakespeare. And this is a picture book retelling of The Tempest. So they have taken the works of the play The Tempest, and they have turned it into a age-appropriate, kid-friendly, accessible picture book. And it's told from the point of view of Ariel, the sprite of air. So she is the one telling the story. The illustrations are great. The story is great. This is a perfect first introduction into Shakespeare. So if you are a Shakespeare fan and you're looking for ways to introduce Shakespeare to your family, check out The Tempest. Or if you've never read Shakespeare and you want to try something new, this is a great way for you to look into it as a family. All right. And the last one, this Raindrop Has a Billion Stories to Tell. And it's written by Linda Ragsdale. This Raindrop. So raindrops are very old, if you did not know that, because we have a water cycle, which means the raindrops just keep circulating and they go through their cycle. So this book tells about the journey of a raindrop, about this raindrop. And that raindrop has been here since time began. So we're going to follow that raindrop on its trip through time while learning about the water cycle. What a fun way to learn about the water cycle and some world history while you're at it. So this Raindrop Has a Billion Stories, and it's written by Linda Ragsdale, and it's illustrated by Azini. All right, guys, that is all that Miss Ruby has for you today. I hope you like the books. If you are watching this on YouTube, which you should be, if you look in the comments or in the description, the link to our catalog for all of the sites are there. We are starting our programming back up in September with some story times and some virtual science clubs and some drive-in movies. So hopefully we see you. And our main library is reopened if you need to come in and get books. And don't forget, you can also fill out a parent or teacher collection on our website. And those are good for all ages. If you're doing homeschooling and you have a kiddo that needs an AR book, you can fill it out for that. If you're just looking for some new chapter books to read at bedtime, if you're a teacher and you need some books for your classroom this year, you can either call us or you can go straight to our website under teacher services and you can fill out the teacher collection or parent collection, and we will get a bag of books to you as quickly as we can because we want you to have the books too. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you later.